Okay, so I'm going to add this in real quick. I have my back terminal piece here. I've got my terminal in it. I haven't screwed it in. But we're going to need to mount it at least, or just leave it like this for now. Because we need our tweeter wires. Man, why is this thing? We need our tweeter wires to go through this into the tweeter cavity, okay? So we'll move our subs. My subs are blue and black. My tweeter's green and black. You know, just is what it is. So we need to get these. Man, come on, there we go. We need to get these into this cavity with a little bit of room to spare, okay? So you can see. So what I like to do is, see how I'm way over here? See that? And what, here, let me move it to the edge so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so what I like to do is push my wires through, okay? Now I know out here I can make that connection very easily, okay? So that lets me know that I have plenty of room to try to get this done. Now here is what I do. Now you see right there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch that, okay? Not going to drill through. I'm going to notch that and I'm going to glue it in. Okay? That's what we're going to do here. May sound a little crazy. Actually, we may do it right here. That way I can put some extra glue in this hole, okay? So my wires are basically about the size of an 1/8 inch drill bit, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a notch here, right there, and I'm going to put one right beside it until those wires will fit without smashing, okay? I'm going to bring you back when I get that done, and I'm going to show you how to glue it, and then we'll go from there. But I wanted to include this because it's important, okay? So your other wires, it can sit just like this for now. We're just worried about putting this end on. But it's easier to try to do this without the end on it. Okay? Does that make sense? This is your top. All right, I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we drilled out a little bit of a groove here. Now, this is what I was talking about. See, you'll be able to glue that. Your wires will sit flush inside there. Can you see that? And then your other board will sit right on top of it, and we're just going to put a bunch of glue on it. And that will hold and seal that so that, you know, that's how you get your wires through. I like this method a lot better than drilling a hole through the middle somewhere. It just seems like you can't ever really seal it properly unless you put a lot of silicone or something in there. This right here you can do just with your wood glue. And it's not going to steer you wrong, okay? All right, so we're going to get this end put on here. And then we will get back with that. And we're going to rock and roll. So now that we've got our bottom piece on, as you can see, I've got it screwed in. It's glued all in the cracks, all the way around. We have our tweeter wire run into there. It's going to set in this little groove right here. So we want to put glue all along. Let me get you in focus here. All along this, all the way around, all the way across here, all the way around, you know, inside here, all the way down, and all the way around there. So I'm going to flip you guys around, get you on the tripod, and let you watch me do that real quick. And we're going to get our last pieces done here, and we're going to have one finish, and then, well, we got to mount hardware, but this will be the actual build, okay? All right, let me get you mounted. All right, so now we have got our ends on. This is your, your base side. I have it backwards right now just because of the way I'm building it, so I don't want to confuse anybody. My tweeter is on this side. The base port is on this side, okay? So right now, what we want to do is get us a nice layer. Oh, see, I try to put glue where it don't even belong. So, and we have to get glue all the way around the inside of this. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So just bear in mind that you're going to have to do it, and that's just how it works. So I'm trying to think of how I can lay this over and you still be able to see it. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to run my bead like this. And then I'm going to smooth it all out before it runs off. As you can see, it's already running. But you just want to cover this whole gap here where your board's going to be. And don't be stingy with your glue. I really believe that it's not possible to put too much glue. You know, I mean, you can overkill something, but glue is just not something that you can really, not in this case, you know what I mean? So, it's just not coming out like I want it to. Okay, got a little thick there, no big deal. We're gonna get it all the way across. I am using a different container than I had. My glue froze, so I didn't really want to trust it, the gallon that I had. So I went and got a small one today. Just a big box store, I don't know, $10 maybe, something like that. Okay, the one thing I don't like to do is I don't like to get glue on my wires if I can avoid it. But it's not always avoidable, okay? So if you're like me and you like things like real clean and stuff, just keep that in mind because it's going to be hard. Okay. I'm sorry if you can't see me. This angle, I don't know what to do here. All I'm doing is I'm putting glue on the whole inside where our piece is going to set in, our terminal piece. Okay, so now we have glue all the way around. I want to move it this way a little bit so y'all can see what I'm doing here. Which way do I need to move it? This way. Okay, right there. You are in sync with me. Okay, this is a little, well, I don't want to say tricky, but you just want to make sure that this is right. Okay, so I'm going to prop the box up. Okay, hopefully you're still, oh, I got a little bitty window here to work in. All right, so I propped the box up. These wires here, okay, you don't need the subwoofer wires, but these right here, you really need to make sure that they're in this groove, okay? So what I like to do, it makes it a little bit easier on yourself. Let's stand the box up, okay? Hopefully you're with me here. And that way I can put my hands in here. I can hold these wires in place. Okay, then inset my baffle. Now remember, this thing's going to be exact, so you're going to have to finagle it and knock it in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to have to knock this in some. Okay, so right there it looks like we're really good. Keep in mind you want these wires to be in that slot. I'm getting more glue on me than I am anything. Okay, so right there. Okay. Now, I'll lay it over and show you. You want to check the inside of your box. Make sure that those wires are in that groove and that you didn't pinch them, okay? Once you check for that, I stick my wires back inside. Okay, you're going to be able to get them out. You got plenty of room. Okay, and I'm going to lay this on its face, just like this. Everybody with me? Right there? Okay. Oh, okay, looks good. All right. Where is... Okay. There it is right there. All right. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, so now I if you have any gaps, right now before you start screwing or anything, put your big old line on there of glue. I keep closing the spout. Now we are going to put some glue on the inside, but I'm just, for now, let's go ahead and you just want to tap it like that and push it in. Because this was the last piece, I left off a 1/16 on it. Because, you know, you don't want to just beat the tar out of this thing trying to get it in there. Put a little bit too much over here, didn't I? Anyway, just want to get that in that little groove there. I'm going to wipe this excess off. It's not a big deal. Or you can just wipe it off and then, you know, put some on your, like, see, wipe that off and go down through here. And wipe that there. A putty knife works pretty good on this. It's just my fingers are already gluey. I'm just one of them. If I'm working on it, I'm in the middle of it, and that's what's on me, and that's how, you know. That's just how I roll. So I don't mean you got to. All right, we're gonna put quite a bit there. It looks like it went through. So, trying to get it off my fingers. All right. This is just a piece of foam, by the way. It works good to rub glue. So that's what I'm using. I'm gonna put some more glue on this end. You want a good seal, so. And this little kit, they come with these little paddles, okay? And they work good for this because you can actually push glue in there and smear it out, you know, to know exactly what you got here. All right, so we look really good. I'm gonna stand this up so the glue will quit running. All right. All right, we're gonna need a little bit of glue on the inside. Not bad. Not bad. Remember, we're going to put screws in this thing, so. All right, so first things first, just like always. Man, it's hard for you guys to see this way, huh? Okay, well, let me put my clamp on and then we'll flip it over. That way we're all on the same page here. So make sure your clamp is offset. Come on. You don't want it where your screw holes are. Right? I mean, obviously. I shouldn't say it that way. Not everybody knows. So that's what these kind of videos are for. We're trying to teach, you know, so everybody can. Everybody's got to learn, you know. I don't know anybody besides one man on earth that was ever just born a carpenter. You know what I mean? So, and he walked on water, you know. So hey, I can't walk on water. So we're going to do this old school. All right. Now that we got those in, I'm going to lay them down and get you guys in focus here. Right there. Okay, so all of our outside holes that we pre-drilled, that's what they're there for. You know, we're going to shoot screws into this and it's going to hold it in place and it's going to be awesome. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. I like to start in the middle and work my way to the ends. Everybody's got their own thing. All right. Okay, she turned out good. Turned out good. You know, we just want, you want to sink them, you don't want to just slam them off in there, you know. And by using that block, I think I mentioned this, but by using the this block here, okay, to do all these holes straight, they start straight. The screws start straight, you know what I mean? So it's going to help you all along the way. Just keep that in mind. Okay, we got one more. Let's get it in there. I said start in the center, and I did all of them but the center. Oh man, some days. Cool. Not as much squeeze out as I would like, but all right, we can work with that. We can work with that. All right, so let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I don't want glue on it. I was just doing it just to show y'all. Actually, let's just do it this way. That way you can come along with me and see exactly how I'm doing this, okay? So first of all, let's get our hole drilled. Oh, it's a little in the way, huh? Well, we'll do this one first. Now, you've seen that I did that a little bit crooked, and I did that on purpose because my terminal screw lines up with it perfectly. So I just drilled it to the angle a little bit, no big deal. You see how she bit really good, no issues. So I'm happy with that. We can actually remove yeah, I've got one screw in it. I'll remove these so I can sit flush. That way, hopefully it'll help you see a little bit here. Now you can do this without clamps. I know everybody doesn't have clamps. Clamps are very expensive, so you know, if you don't have clamps, don't be distraught about that, because like I said, clamps are expensive. Not everybody has them. You know, I mean, sometimes you get into a good set of clamps, man, to get a few to woodwork, you're looking at probably $100. And that list can go up and down depending on what you want and what brand you want, but predominantly to get a decent set is going to run you about $100. So, okay. Now, at this point, your box is complete, okay? Your wires are in. Everything's good. Now is where you want to check all of your glue, okay? You want all the cracks filled in, and you want everything glued properly, okay? So let me flip this around. Let's see, I don't know if I can do this with you guys seeing it, but in your seams on the inside, okay, I use a brush. You can use whatever. You want to push the glue into all the corners. You can't really do it with your fingers now. You may be able to if your hands are small enough. My hand won't. So I'm going to have to use this brush to get that glue to set in there, okay? All right, so anything else we want to cover at this point? Really now, besides just making sure everything's glued, this is going to wrap up. Yeah. I'm just looking over real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything I want to point out. If you guys see something, point it out to me. I'm not thin-skinned. If you see something wrong or whatever, point it out. It's hard to keep up with videoing and keep up with everything you're doing at the same time sometimes. So, but as far as assembly, I think right now we're good. So we're going to call it right there. Like I said, just take your glue, work that glue. That's what you bought it for. You know, fill in all these cracks, fill in all the voids. You will not regret it later. All right.